Good evening, Governor, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you very much for coming here tonight and giving us this opportunity to speak with you. Governor, you are known as one of the hardest working governors in recent Connecticut. And that is a reputation that you should be proud of and that I am grateful for as a citizen of the state of Connecticut. I want to ask you, in the second term, if you just give us your priorities for what you would like to accomplish in the next 4 years, that I am more than happy to give you.
I want to grow the economy. I think we've had a stellar year this past year on growing the economy with the creation of in excess of 20,000 private sector jobs. I think the strategy in Connecticut for too long was if we just hang on, we're going to be okay. And just hanging on led us not to make the kinds of investments in higher education, our pre-K through 12 education that we needed to make. It allowed us to look the other way when we weren't making appropriate investments in infrastructure, in transportation, and that sort of thing. What I've tried to do is to pay down the debt, make sure that we have budgets that we can live within, and if it looks like we're going to spend money, more money than we have, to cut back on that as we go along, in an effort to make sure we can grow the economy, which allows us to cut taxes. It's those kinds of things. But it revolves around education, and it revolves around transportation, and it revolves around getting your economic house in order. And yes, it revolves around taking people from poverty out of poverty. It certainly revolves around making sure that people have health care, so that they don't go to the emergency room where health care is more expensive than in any other place in America at any time, and they have the ability to go see a doctor, or get a vaccination, or get the treatment before some disease turns into a life-threatening disease. These are, I have a vision. And the vision is for an efficient state that supports people in pursuing their dreams. We all want our children to do well. We want our grandchildren to do well. We want this place in which we were born or moved to be successful. But there's no one solution. You have to be willing to work really hard and pursue a whole bunch of things all at the same time. And sometimes that's confusing to people. And I understand that. It's confusing when, I say we have to make investments in small businesses. I'll give you for instance. In the 9 years before I was governor of the state of Connecticut, before Nancy was lieutenant governor, our state made investments in or alongside of a total of 119 companies. 119. You want to know why we had 22 years of no job growth on a net basis? That one statistic explains a lot. In the 2.5 years since we had a special job session in the state of Connecticut, we have invested in and alongside of 1,600 firms, and 1,015 of them were small businesses, and a number of them were located in East Hartford. You want to know why I reached that agreement with United Technologies? It wasn't just the 27,000 employees of United Technologies, or the thousands of employees of Pratt & Whitney. It was the 75,000 employees in the state of Connecticut in their production chain. Not directly employed by those companies. And the idea that nobody had really reached out and had a fruitful relationship with the state's largest employer didn't make any sense. When I started spending time with United Technologies, you know what they told me their number one fear was? That they couldn't hire the talent in Connecticut that they needed to prosper in the future. Because we were a state that was retiring engineers more rapidly than we were educating them. And we were retiring machinists more rapidly than we were training them. On my jobs tour, I went to a community college called Asnuntuck. It took me a while to learn how to pronounce it. I'm from another part of the state, but I got it now. But I visited that place, and they had a training in precision manufacturing program that had existed for about 12 years, and for 10 years had a 98% placement rate. And it wasn't replicated at a single additional community college of the other 11. You have to take a holistic approach. It's no one thing that's going to change our direction. It's the ability to concentrate on a lot of moving pieces. And that's what I want to do. Or if I'm not here, that's what I want whoever replaces me to do. Because the people of Connecticut deserve better than they've had in the past. Thank you.